September is National Sickle Cell Awareness Month.
An estimated 1,300 people in Wisconsin are living with sickle cell, and 85% of them are in the Milwaukee area. Dr. Moniba Nazif is a hematologist who runs the sickle cell disease program at UW Health. 85% in Milwaukee County. It's a large number. Why are we seeing such large numbers in the Milwaukee area alone?
Thank you very much for having me. So, sickle cell disease is an inherited blood disorder that mainly affects people who are of the African descent. So, wherever there are more African Americans residing, that's where you will see a predominance of sickle cell disease as well. In Wisconsin, it's estimated 92% of the people who have sickle cell disease are Black, and then a minority of them can be of Hispanic or other ethnicity.
For someone who has sickle cell, what does that look like? What does it feel like for them?
Yeah, it's an inherited disorder that people acquire. You get two abnormal genes, one from each parent, and that leads to is it causes a specific problem with the red cell, where the red cells become misshapen and they break down. That leads to blood vessel blockages, which leads to severe pain episodes, drop in their hemoglobin called anemia, and then chronic organ damage. So people live on a daily basis with pain, which can sometimes get so bad that they need to be in the hospital. It's very unpredictable. And then long term, their organs such as the heart, the lungs, the brain, that can be at risk for several complications. And therefore, it's a very scary disease to have. And for a person who's living with it, there's a lot of unpredictability surrounding their lives. That's kind of like, I think, the biggest challenge for a patient who lives with this disease. And they have to go to a lot of doctor appointments and lots of treatments to help deal with all the complications.
And for folks around them, their friends, their family, loved ones, what can they do to support those who are battling sickle cell disease?
Yeah, I think this is why this awareness generation is very important, because the biggest thing for friends and family is that, again, they don't know when their loved one will have a pain crisis, which would need for them to go to the hospital. Those hospitalizations can be really scary. So I think just encouraging to make sure that they are established with a good center which can treat sickle cell disease and have experts there. They are making sure they're going to appointments regularly, and then identifying early signs of complications, just when pain is coming on or anything else that could potentially be a life-threatening complication. We need to educate people about that and to look out for those. Recommend hydration, making sure that you avoid stressors. Sometimes extreme cold or extreme heat can trigger a crisis. So ensuring that that's happening, educating really, each other, and being there for your loved ones, and advocating for making sure that people can go for blood transfusions. That we want to encourage more and more people of African descent to be donors, because we need more donations from this population to have fully matched blood, which is important to help save lives for patients to live healthier lives with sickle cell disease. And so I think those are the key points.
And the more we know about this disease, the more we can help. So Dr. Nazif, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
You're welcome.